this week on Days of Our Pirates after the Cubs defeated the Pirates 14-5, mainly because of Jerad Eickhoff's historically terrible opening performance. The Pirates look to win this series as they have Jose Quintana at the mound today, and they're looking to win the series at home here at PNC Park, and this team is looking to bounce back from a defeat that, in my opinion, was almost solely because of absolutely horrendous pitching that affected the morale of the rest of the team for the rest of that game. As you see, he strikes him out. And here, this one is going to be a pop-up, and it's most likely going to be an out right into Suwinski, and that one is an out. So the Pirates make it out of the first inning, and they're going to try to take the early lead as we go into the bottom of the first. And here we go. And we have the Cubs pitcher at the mound staring down his opponent, trying to see what's going to happen. And here's Bryan Reynolds, who has had a great month, and he's returned to his old form as this one is hit hard by Reynolds, and this one is going to go back to the center field wall, and this one is gone. So the Pirates take a 1-0 lead off of the bat of Bryan Reynolds to get the early lead and the early momentum, and the people in the bullpen there are loving it right now. As you see, a nice yellow bat for Bryan Reynolds as he hits this one in the center field. And this one is a swing and a miss for Chavez, and that is going to end the inning and take us to the next inning with the Pirates having a 1-0 lead going in to the top of the third. We're going to skip the second because nothing happened, and it looks like Higgins is going to try to bunt this ball, and he does not get it in time, so he is going to be safe. The runner is going to advance to third, so bases loaded here. And here is probably one of the best players, if not the best player, on this Chicago Cubs team, Contreras, as this one is hit, and this one is going to be... Oh, and he's going to be safe, so he gets one out. They cannot convert the double play ball, and that is going to drive in a run for the Cubs to make it a 1-1 game. Ian Happ hits this one, and this one, it's going to stay, and it's going to drop, and that's going to drive in another run, so the Cubs take a 2-1 lead at the top of the third inning. As you see, Ian Happ perfectly placed that one ahead of Bryan Reynolds. Didn't have enough time to get there, but nothing else would happen for this inning. The Pirates get the out to end the Cubs' reign, and it is going to go to the bottom of the third inning of Ke'Bryan Hayes up. And this one's hit hard. It has the potential. He's not much of a home run hitter, but he's had some huge ones for us this year, and it matters most, and this one is gone. Ke'Bryan Hayes with the 2-run homer ties this game up. Madris was already on base. Excuse me, he doesn't tie it up. They take a 3-2 lead, and the Pirates once again have this lead as you see Ke'Bryan Hayes hit a home run and Bryan Reynolds in the same day. That is something that has never happened until today, so a very historic day for those two in terms of their combination, as this one is a fair ball, and this one's probably going to drive in Hayes, and it looks like it's going to, and it will do so. And Reynolds, he's able to go. He is out. That was definitely an iffy play considering the fact that he accidentally ran over to third baseman. We're probably going to end up reviewing this play. The third base coach is talking it over with Reynolds right now. And it looks like we're going to take this play under review. We're going to challenge it. As you see, here's the hit. It was a fair ball. It did drive in Hayes. And Reynolds thinks he has enough time to get to third. And I don't know. That was really close. That one could be overturned. It looks like he was safe. From what I can see, it looks like Bryan Reynolds was safe at third base. We're going to have to see what New York thinks about it. And he is safe, so this inning is not over. Nothing would get done, unfortunately, with him on bases. We're going to go to the bottom of the sixth. This one's hit by Yu Chang. He is going to get a single. And Yu Chang, he doesn't have the best batting average in the world. But you know what? He got a hit, so great job to him. As this one's hit by Cruz on the 0-2 pitch. It stays in the park. But Cruz is going to try to look for this RBI. As Chang's going to go home, and he will, and he is safe. So the Pirates take a 5-2 lead off of the bat of Oneil Cruz, continuing his RBI streak of 6 Major League Baseball games in a row. He's had at least 1 RBI every single game this year, obviously, and he played in the last 2 of last season. As this one is hit by Heineman, and it's going to try to drive in Cruz, and it's going to quite easily. So the Pirates take a 6-2 lead, and the ball is loose. Nobody went to get it, and Heineman's going to third, and he is safe. What an excellent play by Heineman. A nice heads-up play. He got the job done. He did not stop. He took that somewhat interesting risk, and he got there. He just had enough time, and we're going to the top of the 7th now. Pirates have a 6-2 lead. Nico Horner, this one is hit, and Zawinski couldn't make the play. They thought there was a chance he could catch that one. He hits himself pretty hard against the wall, as Cruz is able to get that ball as well. You're going to see here again, you're going to have to watch Zawinski hit himself pretty hard. Oh, that was kind of harsh, but it did stay in the park. I think he thought that one... Oh, man. It looks like he had it in his glove and he dropped it. And this one is going to go to Cruz. He's going to get on his feet and he is out. Another highlight play by the 6'7" Oneil Cruz. He dove for that ball, immediately got up and threw a rifle of a ball to first base to get the out. And the Cubs, they're going to get a man on base to start the 8th inning. They really need to get something going here if they want to try to walk away with 2 wins on the road in the 4-game series and prevent the series win from going to the Pirates. And Wil Krell's on the mound now. As this one is hit by Patrick Wisdom, it's going to drive in a run. And the Cubs inch closer, as this lead is now 6-3 in favor of the Pirates, 1 less than what it was earlier off of the bat of Patrick Wisdom. And here's Nico Horner, and Yerry De Los Santos is in the game. There's 2 outs, and that one just gets past him. That's going to drive in some runs for the Cubs. And the Cubs have made this a 6-5 ball game off the bat of Horner. If they can get another hit, they could tie this right here. Huge inning for the Cubs, I must say. As up to bat is Rivas. 2 outs. Bases loaded. This one's hit, and it sneaks past him again. That's going to drive in a run, and that is going to give the Cubs the lead here in the top of the 8th inning. They score 5 runs, and I honestly think Jose Quintana could have pitched another inning, which maybe would have made it so Wil Krell was more fresh for that inning. This one is a rocket by Chavis, and that's a solo home run. He ties this game up. Michael Chavis has tied this game up on the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th inning to make it, us Pirates fans, not have our hearts beating as much, but still a very close game. At bottom of the 9th, David Bednar got the job done to preserve the tie, and you were hoping maybe they could try to collide into each other for the sake of the Pirates, but that did not happen, and that ends the inning. We're going to extra innings here. As this one, Chavis, and he's out. They got the base runner out who automatically started second. He was on third there, and Michael Chavis right now is, I wouldn't say putting the team on his back, but he's doing something pretty close to it. He hits that solo home run to ultimately keep the game alive, and now he does this. He has no time to think. He just throws the ball. He gets it in time to Heineman, and that is a huge out for the Pirates, probably the biggest out of the game, and it's likely going to give Pittsburgh an opportunity to win this game. As you see, they're trying to review the call for potentially... There was no interference with the catcher, and he was out, so there was no interference, and there was no guarding the plate, and he was out. And this one, it's going to go to Cruz, and that's going to be an easy out to Castillo. And that is going to take us to the bottom of the 10th. The Pirates with a chance to win it. Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to start out at second base. And here comes Chavis up to bat with 1 out. This one's hit. Is it going to drop? Yes, it is. It just gets past his glove. Hayes is going home. He runs into Contreras, who clearly was guarding the plate. But he is still safe, and even if he wasn't, they still would have gave him the run because that Wilson Contreras was clearly guarding that plate, and the Pirates walk it off. They win this baseball game with a final score of 8-7. And you know what? I really love what the Pirates showed today. Before we get into that, I hope Ke'Bryan Hayes is okay. He walked off on his own power, which is really great to see. And ultimately, I feel like, I don't think this is serious, but don't ever downplay an issue like this. But the Pirates win the game, and they win the series, and I think they would have gone for the sweep had they have not started Jerad Eickhoff, but that's just my opinion. But this team showed a lot of resiliency today, because, don't get me wrong, there's 162 games in a season. We've seen the Pirates blow a lead and find a way to win it before, but I feel like with this team, it's so much different, right? They ran all over the Cubs, in my opinion, aside from Gerard Eichhoff just pitching terribly. And I get it was his first game, but nevertheless, terribly. The Pirates still found a way, in my opinion, aside from the top of the 8th inning in this game, they walked all over this Cubs team, right? And the Cubs aren't the best team in the world, I get that. But what the Pirates did today, in my opinion, it symbolizes a change, right? They can win a game handily, or they could give up a lead and it looks like, oh, they're going back to their old ways, but they showed resiliency today. And I feel like that symbolizes the change that is happening in Pittsburgh, the culture change, the change in play, the change in the amount of talent that we have. And the MLB is starting to notice it, right? They're talking about it on MLB Network for more than 5 minutes like they usually do for anything related to the Pirates. They're posting about players like Oneil Cruz, Bly Madris, right? They're seeing this. And I understand that we're not the New York Yankees. People who aren't fans of us are less likely to watch the Pirates if their team is not playing them than if they were if they decided to watch, say, the Yankees, Dodgers, Astros, Red Sox, etc. Teams like that. But people are starting to turn their heads. They're starting to realize they're not thinking we're going to win the World Series this year. I don't think anyone should think that. But they're starting to realize that we're better than what our record shows right now because of that losing streak that we went on. And we're still gonna go into some slumps, I feel like. But we can't be pushed around anymore. This team is different from the Pirates teams of the past 3 or 4 years, where they had a few good players, but you all know they were going to end up leaving, right? And that the organization wasn't going to keep them. They weren't going to care. They were going to be gone, and we were still going to suck. This year, I wouldn't say we suck. We don't suck. We're not elite at the moment. We're not a World Series contender. But I think we're a good baseball team. I have that belief. We are a good baseball team. And by good, I mean decent, right? But with all this young talent that we have, if we're already decent now, which I believe we are, imagine where we're going to be next year and 2 years from now. Unless if Henry Davis, and cross, knock on wood, unless if Henry Davis doesn't get a serious injury that has him out for months, he's already in Double A. He's already playing for the Altoona Curve. He should be in the major leagues by next summer, right? We still have much more players coming up that have great status. Heck, we still have a few players who were committed to play college football for the Penn State Nittany Lions and Clemson Tigers. They're now in our minor league system, right? We have so much promise, and I really think that what we're going to see from this team in the coming years is going to be something special. And so are the days of our Pirates.